are at it again, but this time we're adding Stevin Universe. And on a completely unrelated note, we've finally reached 10 subscribers! Hooray! I reached my goal of having 10 subscribers by the end of the 22nd century! What a random notification to get on my phone while listening to Stupendium's Ad Infinitum while vacuuming the basement. How lovely. Thanks, random internet strangers who decided that they thought my stuff was funny. Oh, wait. Hold on. No, the image is. There. Okay. Crisis averted. Jasper's now Jasper and not rose quartz. Oh god. So instead of just doing 12 people like I normally do, we have 16 people fighting for their lives. And yes, it's Onion Son and not just Onion because I thought it would be funny. Either way, we now must proceed. And this is the cast. We have the main four, and we have Connie, Spinel, and I added Pumpkin because why not? It'd be funny. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Pumpkin runs away. Garnet receives a trident. Interesting, because that's Pearl's weapon. Peridot runs away. Yellow snatches a pair of size. Blue grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Pearl runs away. Onion runs away. Amethyst runs away. Rose runs away. Lapis attacks Stephen, but Jasper protects him, killing Lapis. So this is post-Stephen Universe future. Spinel runs into the cornucopia and hides. White runs away. Bismuth runs away. Connie finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. White travels to higher ground. Bismuth begs for Blue to shatter her. She refuses. Pumpkin receives a hatchet. Spinel camouflages herself. Connie and Garnet hunt for other tributes. Pearl camouflages herself. Stephen discovers a river. Peridot picks flowers. Amethyst receives clean water. Onion injures himself. Rose picks flowers, and Yellow and Jasper work together. One cannon shot can be hid in the distance. Peridot throws a knife into Blue's head. Yellow and Garnet sleep in shifts. Jasper goes to sleep. Stephen sets up camp. Rose and Pumpkin run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Bismuth sets up camp. Pearl lets Amethyst into her shelter. Connie, White, and Spinel discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Onion stays awake all night. Garnet goes hunting. Bismuth attacks Jasper, but she manages to escape. Pearl, Rose, Stephen, and Yellow hunt for other tributes. Connie receives clean water. Amethyst sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Of course she's procrastinating. That's what she does. Spinel and Peridot hunt for other tributes. Onion receives fresh food. White begs for Pumpkin to kill her. It refuses, keeping White alive. She's really taking this treat others as equal things seriously. One cannon shot can be hid in the distance. Blue was shattered. Garnet tends to her wounds. Yellow, Spinel, Onion, and Stephen sleep in shifts. Peridot sets up camp. White sees a fire but stays hidden. Jasper dies from thirst. Connie receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Amethyst receives clean water. Bismuth, Pearl, and Pumpkin sleep in shifts. And Rose is awoken by nightmares. Pumpkin, Connie, Pearl, Spinel, and Yellow hunt for other tributes. Bismuth, Garnet, Stephen, and White hunt for other tributes. Onion receives fresh food. Amethyst receives an explosive. Rose collects fruit from a tree, and Peridot tries to spear fish. One cannon shot can be hid in the distance. Garnet and Pumpkin run into each other and truce for the night. Amethyst and Pearl talk about the tributes still alive. Stephen sets up camp for the night. Peridot... Okay. The animal is freaking out, and therefore I must tend to the... Okay, the dog desired to be let outside, and the cats wanted food. So where did we leave off? Garnet and Pumpkin run into each other and decide to truce. Amethyst and Pearl talk about the tribute. Stephen sets up camp. Peridot and Spinel tell stories. Yellow is unable to sleep without a fire. Rose attempts to start a fire. Onion and Connie huddle for warmth. And what does that say? Oh no, okay. White and Bismuth talk about the tribute still alive. White searches for firewood. Rose injures herself. Connie travels to higher ground. Yellow hunts for other tributes. Peridot overhears Pumpkin and Amethyst talking in the distance. What? Not sure how Pumpkin's talking, but okay. Spinel picks flowers. Pearl runs away from Bismuth. Stephen stabs Garnet in the back with Pearl's trident. What? Stephen! You're the pacifist here! What the heck? What is it with these Hunger Games simulators making the pacifists like Rouse and Aang kill everyone? Onion Sun discovers a river. One cannon shell can be heard in the distance. Peridot convinces Amethyst to snuggle. Pearl stays awake. Stephen questions his sanity. Yeah, you better. You just killed one of your parents. Onion overpowers Pumpkin, killing it. Of course. Bismuth bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Rose tries to treat her infection. Wait, how did Bismuth bleed out? What? Gems are made of light. What? This makes no sense. Spinel's unable to start a fire. Yellow climbs a tree. White destroys Connie's supplies while she's asleep. White tries to spearfish. Peridot sprains her ankle while running away from the Stevin. Pearl receives medical supplies. Amethyst sets off an explosive, killing Spinel, Rose, and Onion. Two of them shattered, one of them an actual death. Yellow makes a wooden spear. Connie camouflages herself. 5 cannon shots can be hit in the distance. Pumpkin, Bismuth, Spinel, Rose, and Onion. White repeatedly stabs Peridot to death with size. Connie, Amethyst, and Stephen sleep in shifts. Yellow quietly hums, and Pearl stays awake all night. The feast. White decides not to go. Stephen severely slices Amethyst with a sword. Is Stephen gonna kill every single one of his parents? Is he gonna kill Pearl too? Connie decides not to go. Pearl decides not to go. And Yellow decides not to go. Stephen searches for a water source. Pearl kills White while she's resting. Connie catches Yellow off guard and kills her. All of the diamonds have been shattered, except for Stephen. Wow. 4 cannon shots can be hit in the distance. Pearl's unable to convince Stephen not to kill her. What? What the heck, Stephen? You killed all of your parents! Connie tries to sing herself to sleep. Oh my god. Connie bashes Stephen's head in with a mace. Yeah! 2 cannon shots can be hit in the distance. Connie won! What? What? Okay. On day 4, Stephen stabbed Garnet. During a feast, Stephen sliced Amethyst. And on night 6, Pearl was killed by Stephen. Why? Why is he killing all of his parents? They raised you. If anything, Pearl's the one that would kill Stephen because of slight resentment. Even then, that's fixed later on, when Pearl realizes that Stephen isn't Rose and is a different person. Like, Amethyst and Stephen have the most kills. Ah, why? I forgot that in my last video that I was promoting a different video about Breath of the Wild, and I promise it's coming soon. But Lidefield High School block days are really getting to me because they decided that for some reason certain classes are now twice as long, and I by no means have any form of a professional setup. I just record this while sitting at my desk because I have nothing else to do with my time. And when I tried recording playing something, there was such an audio imbalance that you couldn't hear me speak over the audio of the game. But I promise, I am trying to figure out a way to balance the audio and get a good visual at the same time. Once I figure that out, I'll start recording on the weekends because that's the only time I'm even allowed to play games in the first place. It's coming, I promise. When? I will not be able to tell you, but it will happen. It involves Breath of the Wild and a coin with a shiny center. You'll see when I find out how to get audio balance.